Have you ever wondered what the best Roblox car games? If you have, you're in the right place. Now, I've put these games into 5 different categories: roleplay, track, licensed, highway cut-up, and realistic. These are the top 5 best types of car games out there, in my opinion, that I would recommend you to play in their own selective categories. Obviously, you can have your opinion, but this is my opinion. Now, it's not best to worst. Like I said, they're in their own categories. You can like any game you want, but let's go into it. Starting off with roleplay. So here we are in Greenville. Now I would like to show off some of their licensed cars, because even though this is mainly a roleplay game, they do in fact have licensed cars. But I don't have the money for that. So here are the like licensed cars. Obviously Greenville isn't mainly licensed cars. They do have a lot of cars. Anyway, the main thing is the job selection here. These are the jobs. I'm not naming all of these. I think I'd be here for a very long time, but here are all the jobs. So there are some that are interactive. There are some that are not interactive. I think you can just like AFK kind of these. I don't know how the non-interactive ones work. But basically, Greenville Fire Rescue. We join this job and we get sent to the fire station, I guess. And then we obviously have our own fire truck for free, which is nice. You don't have to go out there and buy a fire truck. Then you can grab the hose, and if there is a building on fire, then you can spray them. There are a lot more interactive jobs. For example, there's a job that's like a Amazon delivery driver kind of thing. Like you can just deliver packages. I think it's like a really good way to make money or something. And that is a fun way to do a job, because you drive around, which is, you know, the whole thing with driving in the game. But you also do the roleplay kind of aspect with, well, delivering packages. There are some other jobs, obviously, like for example a burger job, where you work at a burger like shop, like a place, whatever, and you wait for customers. You take down what they want and then you just hand it to them. It's not the most complicated thing in the world, but it is still something as like a little job to do on the side if you get bored of, I don't know, say another job. Same goes with, say, the ice cream job. It's the exact same thing, but instead of burgers, it's ice cream. I just think it's like a nice little thing for the game to have. If you have other players in your server, they could come up to the burger place or the ice cream place, whatever, and they could actually order things from it to have the roleplay aspect for it, which I think is nice. And also, so it's not just random NPCs like I am showing, or showed, because I'm on a private server. Anyway, if you want a full breakdown on like Greenville, there are many videos out there for that. I don't play Greenville a lot. I do play it sometimes, but as you can tell, I don't play it that often. Best car out there though. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to our second category, which is a track game. And this is Project Track Day. Now, there are many track games on Roblox, but I don't think there's really a better like car track game, at least that I've not found. I have also played Project Track Day more than some others, so that might contribute to it. But there are many classes for this game, so GT4, GT3, GT300, GTE, Hypercar, Group 5 Special. There's so many there's so many different cars. But like, just for example, GT3, you get yourself all of these different cars. I don't have them, but you can get them. Same with if you want some hypercars, there's a BMW. Pretty sure this is a Ferrari, and then this is the 9x8 Peugeot.
I need it!
And with the cars, there's loads of tracks. So Silverstone, Indianapolis, like there's so many here. We'll go to Indianapolis just to show off the game. I did buy this Porsche because I thought it would be cool. But basically, you know, you start out in the pit lane as well. It is a track game, so it makes sense. You've got controls down here. You can go manual mode if you want to, mouse control, whatever. But like, the sound of this car is very good. They do really nice sounds. Like many racing games, it's very simple in what you do. You just go around a big track, and you know, this is what we're doing. But yeah, this is a track game. I think it's really nice. There are many classes, so you don't just have like GT3 cars or something. Like, if you want to drive F1 cars in this game, you can. If you want to drive hypercars in this game, you can. There is not going to be like Honen's eggs or something like that. I don't know if they'll ever add that, but... Okay, so I thought I would show you off another track because the one I picked wasn't that interesting. And like I said, the sounds are very good. It's a very nicely detailed game with the handling actually being like close to realistic. Obviously it's a Roblox game. Now this game does work better on controller. I'm only using keyboard right now because I don't know where my controller is, but you kind of tell keyboard is not the way to go. To get the full experience of this game, you do want to have a controller because it makes sense. You'd have more control and movements on the turns and whatever instead of just a straight keyboard, you know. But this is one of their many maps for the game. Like, there's so many to choose from, so if you don't want like one specific map, then you can just go ahead and pick another one. There's different camera modes, I forgot about that. I don't know if this game does work on a wheel, so if it does, then it could be a fun game to drive on a wheel, but like I said, I don't know if it does, like if it supports a wheel and stuff. I know Roblox is weird with it, but I just wanted to show you another map because the other one was kind of boring. Anyway, let's move on to our third category, and that is licensed cars. And I mean, I think you already know what game I'm going to go to, and that is Driving Empire. I mean, I don't think I really have to explain all that more on here. Driving Empire is the biggest car game in terms of licensed cars. I say that because their other features aren't amazing at the moment, but if we go ahead and load into the dealership here, I mean, cars, brands, collections. The brands is their main appearance, their main thing that they try and get out there. So if we go ahead and click on brands, we have things like Alfa Romeo, Audi, Bentley, Di Tommaso, Fiat, Gordon Murray, Honen's egg, which is probably a big one for some people. Same with Lamborghini, McLaren, Pagani. They have a lot of brands, and obviously every week there's a chance that a new brand comes to the game. They do have also Lego, which Lego cars are peak. You can't get these anymore, sadly. There are loads of different types of cars for really all you want. Like there's a lot. There are also collections, which I don't think any other car game really does on Roblox. I know like Forza does a similar thing, but like basically once you collect some of the cars from the selected brand, you get a exclusive car. Now some collections are a little bit weird. Like why can't you just get a normal Corvette Stingray from just a collection? It doesn't make sense. I feel like it should be a special car. But I'm not here to talk about that. If you want to know more about collection problems, then go watch AGB's video. And if you care about Driving Empire, obviously. But we're not here to complain about collection stuff. We're here to show you the licensed cars. And I will say the detail is pretty nice. If I just go to, just say one of the newer cars, like the DB5 here, this is a very nice car in itself. Like, they have little details. If you use the turn signals, you can see it actually shows up there. If you get like a more newer car, say the Victor here, this is also like another event thing, but if we use a turn signal, you can see it right there that it actually does work. You use both of them at the same time. There we go. Like, I think that's a nice little feature. It just adds to the like realism of the licensed cars. I don't know any other car game that does that. Greenville might. But yeah, there's not much else for this game. As I said, it's mainly for the licensed cars currently, so if you just only care about licensed cars, then that's it mostly. But the next category has a little bit more, and that is highway cut-up kind of car game. And I mean, I think you'll know what game this is. It is Midnight Chasers. And I mean, this game has gained popularity recently, which I think is a good thing, and it definitely deserves the recognition for that. I don't know why it's still snowy, and what have you done you should not be allowed to drive a car or make a car. Anyway, as the category I've said is, it's a highway cut-up game. Now, you don't only just go up and down the highway, they have races to offer, which have their own leaderboard cars, and you can also do things like car meets. But their main thing is going up and down the highway still. And if we just go ahead and drive, I mean, you already see there's cars and you cut up. I mean, it's very simple. You go fast, you cut up between the cars, and yeah, Now this is obviously like Assetto Corsa no Hesi, but just Roblox version, and I think it does do a good thing. It would be cool to have like a multiplier if you like close to cars, kind of more like no Hesi, but I think they are trying to stay away from no Hesi at the same time. Like they don't want to be as close to that, which makes sense. But the game also has very nice lighting and also very nice models. Now they do only currently have one licensed car, which is this thing here. I don't think any other car game really has this, like both on Roblox and also off Roblox. But I mean, here's just an example of the model quality. This is the engine here, and you can tell it is very, very nice. Same with, I mean, the interior here, got detail. But yeah, the lighting is nice. Like I said, it's nice lighting. It's a nice game to just chill and join and, I mean, go fast, I guess. This car isn't the fastest though. I shouldn't be using this as an example. Now, even though the main appeal of this game is highway racing, it does fall very, very close to our next category, which is realistic in terms of just lighting and kind of handling, and also just looks of the cars. But before that, I do want to get onto some honorable mentions. So because there's so many car games on Roblox, I can't really mention all of them. So there are some honorable mentions that I think should be included. Some of them included Vehicle Legends. It's a very nice alternative to Driving Empire, which has got loads of licensed cars. There's Car Driving Indonesia, which is kind of like a roleplay game, I think. I don't really know too much, but I have played the game and it is nice. Then there's like Car Crushers 2, which isn't really anything in the categories that I've really mentioned. But it is still a nice car game. And then the last one that I think I should mention, it's not really a car game, even though it is. I think Formula Apex Racing. Now, obviously, it's more suited to F1 cars, so I haven't included it in the main thing. But I still think it should be included in the racing category kind of thing, just as like a little honorable mention. But anyway, let's go ahead and go to our next and final game, which is Midnight Racing Tokyo. This is probably one of my favorite car games on Roblox because it's just nice to go into. But first off, we are in one of their maps, which is Tokyo Bay. There are tons of maps for this game. I think there's actually like 6 maps, I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. I can't remember. There's a nice selection of areas for the different maps, with all of them being well detailed and well put together. Now, there are loads of brands in the game, none licensed. I don't know if they will do that. But as an example, okay,
What the hell?
but as an example, they do have some nice cars like this, which is a Nissan R34, and it's a nice car to drive. Let me turn the audio on so you can hear this. And it's just like the game in general is probably one of the nicest on Roblox, obviously opinions. But like if we just go into the interior here, the interior detail is so nice. This is obviously like turbo stuff, right? And like look at that. You can see when it goes up. And then obviously they have the main gauges for like RPM and speed. But like the attention to detail with just that, I think, is a very nice little thing that they didn't need to add, but like it is there. But overall, like I said, this is probably one of my most favorite car games on the platform. Now, every game in this video is just like an opinion on the categories. I had to put the car games into their categories because I don't think I can really actually have like a top 5. There's so many car games on Roblox that everyone will have their own opinion on what is the best. Some people will say Midnight Chasers are the best, some people will say like Midnight Racing Tokyo are the best. Everyone can have their own opinions, unless it's CD. That's gonna be it for this video. Like I said many times, have your own opinion. If you like a certain game and someone else doesn't, don't go like hate on them for it, you know? But yeah, enjoy whatever game you like. Have a good day.